Good evening. Now we talk about the four socioeconomic development indicators, which are housing, food, health, and education. Let's start talking about housing. What do we mean when we talk about housing and economic development? Within the context of Habitat for Humanity, we normally approach this topic from two perspectives: the community and the family environment. At the community level, how do improved housing and the reactivation of the neighborhood affect economic development? If we consider if the other way around, in what ways an economic development prevent an event destroy neighborhoods, how can we achieve the best balance between these two consequences of economic development? And how should decisions be made to create viable neighborhoods that complement economic development by encouraging people to live and work in a community? In the family environment, a home often serves as a basic for the occupants to start a business activity. A house, particularly in developing countries, in a commercial resource. A report on the informal economy published by AIDS in 2004 notes that the home-based workers and street vendors represent 10 to 25% of the working population in developing countries. What policies for economic development can encourage this type of business activity? We must also consider a broader scale. How can housing cast a negative or positive impact on the national economy? The EUG analyzes many of these questions and provide real-life examples of how habits for humanity works can affect or be affected by economic development. You will read as economic stimulators in Philippines and throughout the Asia-Pacific region the prospect of advocacy in Nigeria and perspective from Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina on the impact of improvements in hope by increments. In addition, a commentary that analyzes the root cause of the housing crisis from an international perspective. On the other hand, I am pleased to present a question and answer now continues to talk about how food benefits economic development. One of the main problems that currently poses to the world in general is to ensure adequate food for its population. So numerous and growing rapidly, the situation is not the same in all regions. On the one hand, in development countries where 1/3 of the population lives, there are not foods, which are sometimes consumed with excess. And on the other hand, in countries of scarce development with 2/3 of the world's population, large social groups suffer where multiple shortcomings with serious economic and health consequences. However, and it is important to insist, in recent years there has been a great tendency towards improvement in many poorly developed countries, which possibly host 1/3 of the world population. Great efforts have been made to improve the food supply and movement that, by its magnitude and extent, has been called the Green Revolution. As a result, several experts in the field believe that thanks to the technology derived from this revolution, it will be possible to reach global demands. However, it has been found that this revolution has posed new problems, such as competition between producers of different technological levels, storage and transportation difficulties, establishment of an increase in national and international price insufficient to the group in need, accentuation of uneven leaps in purchasing power, emergence of surplus whose solution is not easy and calls for a series of policy measures that must be designed, planned, and put into practice simultaneously with the work of production itself. Mexico has been one of the initiation countries of this green revolution, at the moment is considered one of the world leaders in several of the most important technological aspects in this regard, but is also one of the countries where more urgently integral planning is required for all experts involved in the process of feeding the population of the country. From production.
Education. Education is the most important social factor indicating the state of country's development. Through education, individuals become specialists in specific areas and can contribute skills and aspects to the economy and some particular branches of national production. Hence, the economy grows because there is no lack of skilled labor, and the state develops in positive direction. For example, higher education in China is becoming more popular among young people, which indicates that the country is developing and producing its own specialists, without the need to import skilled workers from other countries.
Mexico is placed 71 out of 187 countries evaluated in the 2014 edition of the Human Development Index, which considered the following variables: life expectancy, years of average schooling, years that adults have studied on average, expectation of schooling, years estimated to be studied by children beginning their education, and per capita income. Also, Mexico is on a level classified as high human development in the general evaluation of the HDI. In terms of average schooling, and expected schooling is below on other countries of low human development. Good health,
0.7 of women and 60.6 of men under 25 have at least secondary education in this country. The needs for defining and testing the topics related to development, level of life, social and economical conditions caused the appearance of diverse programs of social indicators made by international institutions and countries from the 70s. Concretely, the educational program designed for comparing and testing the functioning of education and its results have experienced a great development. The variety of statistics used on different educational system indicators existing nowadays demand an analysis of those systems. This demand comes from the geographical point of view and from the elaboration of proposal of its using on studies of social geography. Educational system of Latin America have lived during the last decades important reforms processes fueled by different paradigms or sociopolitical and psychopedagogical or technological utopias. Processes that have always generated higher expectations than results actually obtained, and as a consequence have caused not a few frustration from the current situation and the development challenge that fuels the region. It is reasonable to think that the best utopia cannot be other than effectively achieve more and better learning for all.
En el tema de la salud, sobre los indicadores de desarrollo socioeconómico, establece diversos autores que han encontrado una relación directa entre salud, crecimiento económico. En un estudio global de largo plazo, Bloom, Caneny y Sevilla, en 2001, encontraron que al aumentar un año la esperanza de vida, la tasa de crecimiento económico se incrementa en un 0,04%. De igual forma, Sánchez señala que cada incremento del 10% en la esperanza de vida al nacer se encuentra asociado en un alza de 0,3% a 0,4%. En una tasa de crecimiento económico, o sea, si se mantiene todos los demás factores de crecimiento constantes. En otra investigación, Bloom y Sánchez demostraron que la diferencia entre el desarrollo económico de los países de África subsahariana y los países de alto ingreso en Asia explica principalmente por factores vinculados a la salud más que otras variables de crecimiento tradicionales, tales como la política macroeconómica, o la calidad de las instituciones. En un estudio, los autores hallaron que la alta incidencia del SIDA en África fue la responsable de la reducción de 1% en las tasas de crecimiento económico. En otro estudio, encontraron que para el caso de México, que una mejora de 1% de la esperanza de vida eleva un 0,5 ingreso por capital. En otras palabras, el impacto de la salud en el crecimiento económico es variable entre las distintas economías. En los países desarrollados, dicho impacto es limitado. La diferencia de lo que se sucede en los países de menores ingresos, donde cualquier incremento positivo de los indicadores de salud impulsan el crecimiento de la economía. Por ese motivo, se concluye que el efecto de la salud sobre el crecimiento no es extrapolable en todas las economías, y que es un efecto dinámico, es decir, varía la función del grado de desarrollo económico y social que alcanza cada economía a lo largo del tiempo.